Shazam 2 doesn't come out until April 1st, 2022. That's its release date right now. But it has a fight on its hands, maybe, because that weekend afterwards, the weekend of April 7th or 8th or whatever, is when Into the Spider-Verse 2 comes out. Now, why is there going to be a fight when they're opening, a week apart? Well, because they're both appealing primarily to the same types of audiences, right? Shazam was a very kid-friendly movie. I think the DCEU's most kid-friendly movie. And Into the Spider-Verse is very kid-friendly. Even though one is animated and one is live action, a lot of the same types of people are going to like the both. For example, my nephew, who's about 6 now, he liked both of those movies a lot. And I think there's a lot of other little kids like him. And, adults who like those movies. Like, I'm an adult when I saw both. I mean, there were people of all ages who liked both those movies. And I think they got the same sorts of things and, viewing experiences out of each. So they are potentially going to eat into each other's box office take, right? Because a lot of people just might pick one or the other. And to exemplify how kid-friendly they are, that April 1st to 8th weekend, I think that's about in spring break when a lot of schools are out. So both studios, Sony for Spider-Verse and Warner Brothers for Shazam, are looking at that corridor to get a lot of kids and teenagers when they have all this free time in their hands. And their families, too, their parents and, relatives and stuff who might go to the theater with them if they go with their family and not by themselves. So, yeah, that could be a fight. And, and curiously, interestingly, their original Shazam 1 and Spider-Verse 1, both made around the same amount of money in theaters and cost about the same to make. So they really do have a lot in common. So we'll see. I mean, usually it's good for two potential movies, bigger movies. Neither of those movies are that big, but they weren't that small either. It's good to have a window of about 2 or 3 weeks between releases for each of those movies to make as much, well, at least the one before, to make as much money as it can before the second one comes out. But since Shazam 2 comes out a week before Spider-Verse 2, would Spider-Verse 2 potentially help Shazam? And would Shazam, if it opened really big, kind of buffer the momentum for Spider-Verse coming out a week after it? Very interesting. And Shazam 2 is going to be in an interesting situation because it comes out about 4 months after Black Adam. 2 movies that are going to be connected. I'm pretty sure that Dwayne Johnson's probably going to set up some stuff in Black Adam that might lead into like an end credit scene or something that might set up what happens in Shazam 2. So if Black Adam is a really big hit, that'll have a lot of momentum going into Shazam 2. And I think that there's a good chance Shazam 2 will have a bigger opening weekend than the first one did. And so it's possible that the Black Adam Shazam 2, 1-2 punch might, diminish any of the heat for Spider-Verse 2 and hurt that movie, right? But on, the reverse, which I just said, Spider-Man 2 might hurt Shazam because it's coming the weekend afterwards and might steal Shazam 2's momentum that happened in its opening weekend. So it's an interesting situation. Do you think one of those movies will move? And if so, which one? I think that Shazam 2, because of the Black Adam connection, if Black Adam's a big hit, that might have an edge and hurt Spider-Verse 2. But Spider-Verse 2 is, it's an Oscar-winning movie. It's a sequel to an Oscar-winning movie for Best Animated Feature, I think. And that's a Marvel hero, and people love Marvels today. People love the MCU. Even though it's not really part of the MCU, it's still a Marvel property, at least, in the comics. So, what do you think? Who's going to move, and who do you think should move? If either of them moves, it's possible that neither one will move, they'll just stay there. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.